Okay, so I'm testing out my settings using natural light, but I'm also going to test this out with artificial light during the daytime. So right now my settings are, I have an f-stop of 3.5 and a shutter speed of 1/50, shooting at 24 frames per second. So I'm going to leave those alone, and I'm primarily going to be adjusting the ISO and also adding artificial lighting. So right now I have it at ISO 800. It has an overall exposure of plus 0.7. So this is properly exposed. However, let's go ahead and see how this looks like whenever I add other lights. So I'm going to turn on a light that's going to bounce off the wall. I have white walls, and then I'm also going to try a smaller light as well. So let me go ahead and turn that on. So this is how things look like whenever I have that light bouncing off a wall. Same ISO, and I want to keep it at 800 because this is its native ISO. There's like 800 and also saying 3600 for the Sony a7 IV. So this is when it's cleanest. And this is how things look like. I think it looks pretty good with just this additional light. But now I'm gonna add another light. So I have this smaller light right here. So this can adjust the color temperature as well. So I'm gonna turn this on. And the light here, it's at 3300 Kelvin and it's currently at 32%. So that's pretty bright, and it has brought up the overall exposure a little bit at plus 0.7. But obviously the color looks really different. But this is basically my key light. So the strongest light here. I have the natural light right here as the fill light. So obviously I can't control that unless I adjust the blinds. But let's go ahead and change this. I'm going to lower the overall intensity. So now this is at 20%, still at 3300 Kelvin. And this does look better, but what happens if I actually change the color temperature to something a little bit cooler? So let's go ahead and adjust that. So I'm gonna change this to, I think like 5600. So we have, yeah, 5600 Kelvin at 20%. And this one probably looks more natural because it looks like this is like daylight light. So that one looks better for that. But if I did want to add some character or whatever, then I would change the color temperature to 3300 Kelvin. So it gives it kind of like this golden warm glow. And even though this doesn't look as natural, it does give a different type of look. And I can move this around as well, or I could even move it closer. So that's how things look like. I guess for this one, even if I turn off this additional light, it looks okay, but having this light right here, it does make a difference. And depending on how I want it to look, if I want this whole golden warmer look, I would turn it to this color temperature of 3300 Kelvin. But if I want to have a similar color to what I have with the key light, I would increase that to 5500 Kelvin. And this does look more natural with the actual natural light coming in. And I can change that slightly, just give it a little bit of something in between, give it some differences in color, but at the same time still looking natural. So this is probably what I'll set it at. So this is at 4300 Kelvin at 20% intensity, and I also have that additional light bouncing off the white walls. And so this is probably what's going to work the best if I'm shooting indoors during the daylight using the blinds along with artificial lights. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.